welcome back us to the show. Is that
The
how it goes?
automobile industry killed the trolley industry, and we're here to talk about it.
We're here to talk about economics. And
Oh, that actually reminds me that speaking of economics, I would be very down after this game.
red
After
markets.
so yeah, I could be good for red markets just because I'm gonna be either in my shitty job or have a new job hopefully,
So
or be looking for a
you'll
job.
feel in the thing, in the mood for
Yeah.
it.
I have listen, especially as a left leaning person, I got a lot of critiques on capitalism. Let me tell you, it's had zombies in it.
Yep,
Yeah, but
perfect.
I would need maybe like one or two one shots. But yeah, that reminded me of capitalism.
Okay. So,
Cool.
you all presumably walk down the rest of the stairs to actually enter the new area.
Nah, fuck it. Let's go back and find another way.
I mean, you can.
Why would
I
we
have stuff for
proceed?
that.
What we should do
There's half
is
this map we haven't explored yet.
That's correct. And as I told Marissa off screen, half this map's XP.
XP.
That's
I would like
metagaming.
to-
No, that's metagaming. We keep
I
going.
think I
I
think
would like to strain my ears for the autosave chime. The approach.
Ding!
yeah,
Yeah.
if we
There's
approach
a
a
small
bonfire,
spinning circle on the bottom right of all of your eyes, all of your vision.
yeah, I don't want to be like in a like approach a bonfire or for some reason like approach a room that's like here's a bunch of ammo and a bunch of health. Who knows? Why is this here?
There's
So
a sign
Well, it depends
that
if
says
this is the
beyond
early
this
game
point,
Dark
you can't do any
Souls.
side quests.
Because early game Dark Souls is like there's a bonfire and it's going to be nowhere near a boss. Late game Dark Souls is there's a boss, have a bonfire. Later Dark Souls games.
Late game Dark Souls is like more friendly because it's like we're so sorry here. Here's a bonfire.
No,
Yeah.
we've weeded out all the people we wanted to. Now you can play. Thank you.
That's so true because I
Souls is
never
like
made
a
it past
weird-
that first bonfire.
I have an actual thing I want to do, but I have a comment too. Dark Souls feels like weird fake hard, where they want you to think it's hard, but they hand you all of the tools
marketing
to do it.
tells you it's hard.
Yeah,
The community
is
tells you it's
marketing.
hard.
I'm
But if
just
it was really
impatient.
hard, no, the puzzle design is about playing it 5 times. The boss fights are designed around playing them 5 times in a row. That's the balance. The balance isn't the actual hardness of the boss fight. It's
To
the
a
fact you can
large
play
degree,
them 5
yes.
times.
Once you get good at the type of games that Dark Souls is, there are bosses I have one-shot. In fact, it's not that common. 50-50 of the time I'll play a new boss, I will one-shot it in a new Dark Souls games. But that's still having played every Dark Souls game.
Yeah, you're a masochist.
But they show you what all the tools are, and like hard is the illusion. The bonfires make it fun, so you don't like. If it did like original Zelda, where you have to start over each time, you would never do it.
There'd be
You
so
would
many
never.
broken
It would never
TVs.
happen.
No, Dark Souls
I can
is
I
not
can
that
attest to
hard.
that. I never finished the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on NES
I
because
never
of that
finished
reason.
original. I never finished original Zelda because like the power went out because it was in a rainstorm and like turned the like it didn't break anything. It just turned the power flickered and it turned the machine off. I was like, well, not doing that again.
And no one's ever finished Battletoads.
So speaking of Dark Souls, you all are walking down a pitch black tunnel into
Before
a
we,
deep.
yeah, before we light a torch, I would like to
I am
danger
at front.
sense.
Yeah, she is a torch. We don't need a torch.
Fine. I just wanted to see if there was anything in the darkness before we lit the thing up and saw what it was.
Not really an option.
Okay.
Well,
So
we don't do that. We go forward.
yes.
Forward.
So, you walk down the stairs and you come to a very rundown, but still a few of the stations are intact at the toll booth, the ticket booth for the subway station. You can see in front of you there is a further stairs down, and there's the typical like toll gates that you could hypothetically hop. It's
That
pitch
would be
black.
immoral.
It is pitch black, and you hear after just arriving a voice coming from a speaker that is somehow still operating in the far corner of the room next to the stairs down. The voice says, here we are. Welcome to the Spire. It says it in a very like automated not mechanical, but automated voice. Welcome to the Spire subway station. I'm Ty, your transit assistant intelligence, here to improve your transit experience. Where would you like to go today?
To the microwave, please.
I'm sorry,
The
I don't know where that
microwave.
is. Where would you like to go today?
Map
Operator.
now points to the nearest 7-Eleven.
Do we have a general idea of where we're supposed to go from
Yeah.
here?
You do not.
Is there more
Hmm.
blood we can follow?
There
To
is.
the next.
There is actually blood on the ground that you can follow. It leads to the stairs down.
Where do you know that we can go voice?
It says, thank you for asking. I think it says, like, yeah, at City Transit, we pride ourselves in the variety and placement of our stations. And it sort of goes on a spiel of like, how excellent the corporation that, of course, is now completely privatized for the subway transit station is at doing its job. And that it names several stations. However, when it goes to like say where they are, many of them say like data not found. I'm sorry, I don't know where that is. Just a minute. I'm experiencing technical difficulties. The ones it doesn't say that for are this one. It mentions the museum station next to the well-known Museum of Natural History, and it mentions the central transit station that connects to everything else, as well as being their head office.
If we were to want to go to one of these places, how would you get us there?
You just, I think it says, what it says is, you must purchase a ticket before accessing the transit system. Then you will proceed downstairs and board a subway train. The next train is arriving in data not found.
What happens if we don't have money for a ticket?
Transient alert. Get
Mr.
out. Get
O'Brien.
out.
Mr. O'Brien, I see you have a legacy account with City Transit Incorporated, which has 68,026 reward points. Would you like to purchase a ticket for 1,000 reward points?
What'd you call me?
I think it was talking to me.
Oh.
Back in the day, you had a sort of an account.
Have a chip
account
installed in your head so you can go
Yeah.
on the train.
Killian, when you use the
Right.
subway, this voice was never there.
Mm. So it's a new thing. I'd imagine I have a lot of interest accrual.
That's why you have
Um,
68,026 reward points.
Actually,
You have
I
so many reward
disagree.
points.
I disagree. When do subway cards ever pay you interest?
When the corporation
connected to your
that
bank
actually
account and
has the
you
reward
only have
points were
one
bought out
source
by
of-
this corporation, because I thought of this
Okay.
when he was grandfathered into this account.
Why?
Because
Nothing
had
is
a
more
government
eldritch than
issued ID.
bureaucracy.
Nothing is eternal like bureaucracy.
It repeats the question.
Yeah, I will purchase 4 tickets as long as they're transferable. They're probably not because of corporation stuff.
Could you claim
Luckily,
us as your
it
dependents?
actually says normally they aren't, but luckily, again, because of your grandfathered account, you do have that privilege. And then
I went
There's
on
a
the
special
old plan.
promotion on this week only.
yeah, you had an account before it became as horrible as it was, so you still get all the privileges.
Yeah,
You get
I'll
4 tickets.
purchase 4 tickets. Yeah, because that's
Perfect.
probably going to stop the automated sentry guns from killing us when we try to go in here.
That's
You-
probably what happened to them.
You don't. You do not get any physical tickets. It just says, "Thank you for your purchase. Welcome to the transit hub." And it says like the voice and a very dusty green arrow sign lights up to point you to the stairs that you can clearly see.
Walk through.
Thank you, Todd. Have you seen other people who tried to purchase tickets and didn't? And what happened to them?
If you detect, I think what it says is, it doesn't answer your question directly. What it says is, if you detect anyone who's avoiding paying for a ticket or jumping the desk, please report them to your nearest transit officer.
And with a link to the subway terms of service agreement.
Well, there's just the voice. There's no screen.
Okay, thanks, Todd.
Yeah.
What a nice guy.
It's not a guy. It's the face of the devil. Let's go.
What a nice devil.
Perfect. You proceed down the stairs. It is still pitch black, and as expected, there is not in fact a train waiting for you when you get down there. You get
Fucking never on time.
However, when you do get down there, you see a figure sitting at the train station as if waiting for a train.
Hello?
Oh no.
Who would you be? Nice to meet you.
The figure does not move. Fire isn't that great at illuminating things, especially blue fire. You see cloth. Like it might be, it is wearing thick cloth. But I'm assuming it's at the edge of your vision still, at the edge of the light range at least.
Was this a Goosebumps book? The mummy in the subway? Like, what? What is this encounter?
Forward a little bit closer to it.
Okay.
Hello, friend.
Throw a torch at him.
I don't want to light our new
as you
friend
step
on fire.
closer, and the fire illuminates it more, you see this enormous, probably 10-foot tall, when standing figure sitting on a bench. It is covered with several thick layers of robes and cloth, and it is facing directly away from you. If it seems to have a head, you cannot see it, and it does not react to your voice.
I would like
actually, hold on.
Set.
I think it does not react to your
louder
voice.
is my next
Just
answer.
a sec. Let me check. Yes, it does not react to your voice.
Like to danger sense the giant bummy.
I would like to take one range band step back.
You are at the edge of the stairs, basically, right now.
I want to be within short range.
50 feet of it. Okay, you are precisely 50 feet away.
Excellent.
I'm going to keep moving
Yes.
closer to it, talking, trying to get its attention without startling it.
You may make a danger sense check, I believe. Finley. Difficulty 5.
And I have the skill, so it's 4.
I be helping with what I am doing?
Geiger counter.
Yes.
So I'm at 2 or 3?
2 help plus whatever you got going on your side.
I got 1 for my own. So 2. Yep. Yay! Is it
this
dangerous?
Creature could be dangerous, but is not hostile and is not posing any immediate danger. You don't get
Are you waiting for a train?
You get up
setting out a bunch of buckets and drumming
as
on them.
far as right behind it. It hasn't moved.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, I think
I'll
we just
circle around to the side or front so that it can see me.
Okay. In the front, it does not have a head. Instead, the only thing that it doesn't look so much like it is coming out from beneath a cloth hood. It looks like it is just more a figure made of cloth with a head sized and shaped oval violet glass sphere attached to it. The sphere, or the creature, when you go in front of it or that close, suddenly moves its head and such that it's facing you directly. It moves and doesn't do
a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything else. It just looks at you. After a moment, it says, "Why does the frost still exist?" In a muffled, slightly mechanical voice, as if it's speaking from behind a helmet.
Well, I'm told it's because the frost will always exist, like forms, and because in part it's our god. Is that not what you know?
What?
Can you read Braille?
Not well. Do either of you got any of you guys read Braille?
What is Braille?
Sort of bumpy letters. No.
No.
I'm sorry, none of us read Braille, but we'll help you however we can.
It sits forward, looking straight ahead again, and says, "How long since the last train arrived?"
Hey Todd, how long? When was the last train?
Data not found.
Probably a long, long time.
It doesn't seem to. It's hard to tell if it is able to hear your answers because it doesn't give any. It will ask you a new question after you answer, but it doesn't nod or shake its head or have any outside body language at all.
Oh, I'm still going to keep answering his questions for as long as he keeps asking them.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm walking around the little train station, see what we got here.
Okay.
I will try and stay within short range as much as I can by shifting around.
Perfect. The train station is overall, of course, extremely dusty. You can see that in several places, old graffiti is on the walls, as is fairly typical. One of the graffiti bits looks a bit strange. Many of them are depicting either murals or stylized words. This one of them looks like it is sort of it's meant to have a word on it. Like it's this big stylized, vaguely rectangular shape, but there's nothing on it. It's just plain green. Or yeah, if it was a green background, it's plain green. Um, yeah. The subway station itself is dark. You see, um, there are tunnels going both directions, and as you look, the voice says, "If there's an emergency, please proceed to the next emergency exit through the tunnels, through the." I would think it would mention like sidewalks on the side within the tunnels.
Was this Todd or the
Todd, do you
creature?
know who this person is?
The automated voice, not the creature. Tai, Tai.
Oh, I thought it was Todd.
Nope. What did you say,
Hey
Marissa?
Todd, do you know who this creature is? This person
I'm
is?
sorry. I can't give information. I can't give up private information about other passengers. If you'd like to purchase that information, please visit the corporate headquarters.
Information can only be given to approved vendors.
Yeah.
Can I
you
touch
pay
the
for a ticket?
square?
Of the graffiti?
Yeah, just like
Okay.
touch the square to see if it's like a portal to hell or something. I don't know.
You get swallowed. No. Fortunately, it seems to be just more wall.
Can I punch out the square?
Go
How does the
ahead.
station feel about vandalism?
I feel like we're looking for the cube, right?
Well,
Yeah, but I don't think it's here.
yeah. Is the blood trail still going?
It is into the tunnels in one of the directions.
Yeah, where
It's
we can
getting
go this
lighter.
way.
It's getting lesser, but it is there. The journal said there were 4 of the adventurers. You found 2 of them.
2 bodies. Can you ask the person what their name is?
Oh, what's your name? So sorry, I forgot to ask before.
It does not answer you. It doesn't. It looks at you, and when you think it's going to answer, it says, "I will meet your brother once."
I really. He shouldn't be anywhere around here. What? Okay.
I think we're weird. This guy's weirder. Maybe we should just.
Head out.
Do you want to
Keep
come
going.
with us?
You ask if it wants to come with you.
Yes.
It doesn't say anything, but it does stand up slowly.
There's good reasons that you don't just start talking to people in the subway platform, and this is one of them.
They seem fine.
Approximate assimilation completion in 634 years, 289 days, 5 hours, 86.729 seconds.
What?
You just say
Right.
assimilation. Actually, better question. When will you meet Jack?
The creature, as you're coming to learn, doesn't seem either to notice or care for your questions of it. Or if it answers in its own way. This time it is silent.
Well, let's go then. Which way to Central Station, Ty? Todd? Either way, they answer them.
We have a blood trail to follow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
this
Oh,
way.
blood trail?
I'll toss 2 shins on the ground in front of the weird guy and leave.
Okay.
Strangest performance artist I've ever seen.
Perfect.
Does he
As
follow us?
he does, actually.
Oh no!
I have carved on that square we found that I realized was part of the wall with the knife, just like scratched a little cartoon shark and instructions that were being followed by a rag monster. If anyone sees this,
Yep.
please tell my wife that it wasn't my fault.
Your
Okay,
shark wife.
perfect.
No, human wife, human kids.
He starts, I guess, it looks like he's almost gliding behind you. It's just a completely, like, solid pace at all times. Yeah. But he's still staying, like, a good half a short distance away. Yeah. He's staying, it is staying quite a ways back. And,
So-
Worst case, we could use him like we used the bird.
Are you made of metal or cloth or a person stuff or? It's still not going to answer a thing, is it? I'm going to keep trying.
I
can.
like your clothes.
the voice up ahead, the tie, says, "Hazard ahead. Please be cautious."
What's the hazard?
Doesn't say. Doesn't say anything else either.
If I pay you 9 shins, can you tell me what the hazard is?
I see you're picking up on how things used to work around here.
Yeah, it's not that much different from now.
Or is it
Please-
a form that we have to fill out?
Then it says, "Please turn off all portable electronic devices until takeoff is complete."
Ty says that, or the guy
Kai says that.
Oh,
Hey.
We're like in a tunnel, right? We're not in
Mhm.
like walking through cars or
Yep.
Okay.
Then it repeats again. "Please turn off all electronic devices until takeoff is complete."
I'm
We don't.
gonna touch the rail and see if there's a rumble at all.
Okay.
No, the
There
train
is
comes.
not.
Okay.
I will just now begin to float because I can float. And he said take off,
Yeah.
so I've taken off.
I assume you guys don't really have any major electronic devices active on you.
No.
I don't think I have
Unless ciphers
any.
count.
Not that I know of.
I have a radioactive shark tooth in my brain.
Generally, ciphers won't count. No.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I have none.
Then yeah. Nothing happens. It doesn't repeat
Okay.
anymore. It just says it twice.
We follow the blood trail. into the
Yeah.
side passage.
Okay,
I keep
perfect.
answering the questions.
It doesn't ask any more questions for now. But it does, or you do rather, come to the tunnels over time seem to become more and more eroded. Killian, you notice with the flicker of the flame that there are large portions of the tunnels that look like they've been damaged. There aren't any cave-ins, which is good. But the tracks in the center are getting more and more worn, and there are cracks or chunks, holes in the tunnel itself, floor, ceiling, wall, very large ones, or sections of them entirely, that look like they've almost been replaced with general mixed dirt and metal and concrete rubble instead of just the straight like concrete that you're expecting.
Okay, so it's been remasoned with whatever the hell was laying around, basically.
It doesn't look that smooth. It looks like it was remasoned might be the wrong way to put it, but more like it was like more like part of it collapsed but didn't collapse into the tunnel.
Okay. And these cracks are like natural cracks, or are there like big claw marks that
You
led
do
to
not
cracks?
see any big claw marks.
Okay.
But
Blood trail goes to there?
the blood trail keeps going. Now it is almost gone, but there's only one way to go so far. And eventually you stop when you see that the tunnel seems to open up partly on the side, like the tunnel effectively stops, and you find yourself in a natural cave that the tunnel just seems to end in. Your tunnel, like your fire can't light that far ahead, so you can't see what's on the other side of this cave, but you just see like, oh, there's an opening.
Now, is the cave still roughly subway tunnel shaped, or is it
No,
like
it's
natural cavern?
natural cavern.
Oh, that's not normal.
Mole people, mole people, mole people.
Look like moles, taste like people. Mole people.
Do you know anything about this? Asks friend.
Doesn't say anything. It's just like quietly not literally hovering, but standing 20 or so feet behind
Can
you.
we kick in a glow globe?
Here, have a torch. I'll light it off myself and hand it off.
I throw the torch into the room.
Okay, perfect. There
Thousands of
is
bats.
you hear several loud hisses from creatures as you throw the torch into the room. And you see shadows and flickers of what I would describe as crocodile-like creatures that are the height of a person, about 5 feet high, which is to say they're kind of huge. 1d4 plus 1 of them.
Are they
There.
crocodile shaped, or are they like crocodile ladies?
No, they're crocodile shaped and also
You picked
bigger,
the wrong
much
answer.
much bigger than a
Can we
crocodile.
go back to the 5-foot crocodile ladies?
Much bigger than a crocodile.
Apparently, it's two.
2 of them. That's good. You see, yeah, you hear 2 hisses and see shapes move.
Second question. How long has it been since the obelisk?
We moved on pretty quick.
Half an hour at most.
Half an
You
hour?
spent about
Cool.
15 minutes walking, probably.
Alright.
Oh, well.
I have a timer on my strength boost, and I would like for this impending crocodile fight.
Fight them.
I also
Okay.
didn't realize the
Sharks versus
sheen
crocodiles.
eases.
Who has the stronger bite?
Yeah. I also didn't realize the sheen eases might defense by 2.
Mhm.
I was just
Very
using it for the
nice.
armor bonus. I am even less killable than I was before.
Let's do a fight. I turn on actual fire damage again.
Okay, perfect.
I stay a good distance away.
Okay.
I will hide.
So,
No, if they hiss, I look at the shark and say 3, 2, 1, and I guess I'll run in.
all right. When you run in, you don't immediately see them. They are not where they were. Let's roll
Link
initiative.
crocodiles?
Displacer crocodiles.
Displacer dials.
Let's roll initiative.
What am I rolling?
How do we do this again?
You were
It's a
rolling
normal roll. What's the
speed
difficulty?
test. Yes, the difficulty is 3.
3.
Oh,
Yeah!
I got a 19. What does that
Never
do?
mind. I lied. I saw the wrong roll.
This is one of the good things to fail
There it goes.
on, other than other things.
Does
Well,
19s do anything,
me
or is it
and the
just
fire,
20s?
me and Fire Fist are.
I think it was just.
the
I think it was just
front.
20s for yeah. 19 is just for an attack roll.
Mm.
As yours is up there, the 0.
Mine's a fail, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna have a lot to say about a lot of these minutia rules in this game.
We are gonna have a review.
Like
Mhm.
something
So-
about the changing of the rules for different roles just strikes me as weird and annoying.
So Killian and Horatius, you both are see the cave. As runs in, you see that it is fairly large. It's not fully illuminated. You can maybe see like glimmers of it, corners reflecting the light, but most of it's not illuminated. Still,
Bless you.
thank you. And you don't see either of the creatures that you saw before, at least in the part that's illuminated. What do you do?
When they hissed, did they talk in beast speech or no?
Yes, actually, but it was
But a
very
hiss
much.
is a
It was
hiss.
a hiss. It was very much just like it wasn't a word, but you could sense the hostility there.
Mm.
Like someone just yelling the letter A.
Yes.
Ah!
So
Can you hold actions in this game? I don't remember.
Yes.
you can. Okay, I don't think we've done
Or
it yet.
we were doing ready in action with me, where if they do X,
Oh, you're
I
right.
will.
Mm.
Okay, yeah. If you set a condition, you can do it.
Okay.
So we can't see them. That's an interesting development. Where are we in relation to everyone else here? Like, as far as...
Az
Who
is the only
actually-
one to run in so far, so
Okay.
I'd say Az is probably up to a short distance away, and the rest of you are back there, and another short distance behind you is the other creature who's just chilling.
Okay. In that case, my action is going to be... Oh, can I do that with a... Does it have to be a weapon?
Az is just not far into the cavern, by the way. I don't think the rest of you are all in the tunnel still, because I presume you stopped as soon as you saw that there was an end to the tunnel.
Finley, do you just punch things? Is that your jam?
I don't have attacks. Attacking is not my
Yeah,
jam.
he takes hits.
I am a tank, and you can take the tank and you can shove it through a wall and you have a tank-shaped hole.
Yeah. You need to give him a missile launcher, then he'll be a tank even more.
And our esoteries aren't weapons.
Wait. Aren't the missiles like homing missiles? You can just tell them where they go and say attack
I-
that thing. and
They
it'll
have
go.
to target properly the first time.
Yeah, target designated by the user.
So if they're not in if I can't see them and they're not illuminated by my light, that assumes that they're not short range, I guess, or immediate range at least. Or they're porting legitimately. I don't know. Is the torch on the floor still guttering?
It is, yes, but it's near you. It's in immediate range of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are we doing?
I think I'm just gonna hold my action to if I see crocodile, I shoot crocodile with blood.
That's fair. I think I'm going to attempt to maintain stealth and get up closer to Az because I have an idea.
Okay. Do you want to make a action to hide then?
Sure.
Okay,
What's
difficulty 3.
Or was the action to hide before the thing?
I don't think that was
Well, this
mentioned
is
before.
remain hidden, like while I'm moving, so it'd still be a.
Yeah.
So it's down to 2. I have stealth, and that's a 12. So I'm good.
Okay, perfect.
I
Okay,
guess they
and move
can-
forward.
Yeah.
Where are you moving to? The cave.
Trying to get up next to Az without being seen.
Okay. That is possible, because luckily the illumination of fire is quite inconsistent. So, and it's quite rocky. There's lots of like rubble around here to hide behind. Horatius, you held your action.
Yeah, I held to shoot crocodile when I see crocodile.
Perfect. Speaking of that, and speaking of hiding, both of the crocodiles who hid and were not looked for, lunge from behind boulders and behind some of the rubble, both at Az.
Yes.
They position themselves one on each opposite end of you, and as they lunge towards you, both of them, they both seem to glow and crackle slightly with blue electricity, and then there is a snap between them as an arc of electricity between both of them hits you.
Oh, that's
Crocodiles.
so cool!
You take 3 damage unavoidably, and then they also are each going to try and bite you.
Okay.
Does
It is
my
might-
hit
it is might
go
damage.
first, or do they go
Does
first?
They
armor
will
count?
first strike because this is the thing, and then you will go. Armor does not. Actually, it's electricity. What's your armor?
I think it
Isn't it
depends
made
on
of
the
metal?
armor.
Well, yeah, what's your armor from?
No. I'm in, I think, for middle armor
think-
is.
Probably one of those things where if you have a natural armor, yes. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, capital A armor would count. Lowercase armor, not so much.
This is medium armor, is basically what it said, and I don't know that I specified for them that, but I was not
That would
intending
be
to.
that would be lowercase because you own the armor.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think the armor does help with this.
Okay, now I have to figure out how armor works if it stops
It's
2
just
points at one
minus. How
Yeah,
many
it's a
points
straight
of-
reduction.
It's just a straight reduction. How much armor do you have?
point. Medium.
Oh, how much does medium do? Oh, that's
Yeah.
fair.
I don't get hit a lot.
Apparently not.
Life, universe. Where is this? Range and speed. Attacks, that's nice. Anyone
I'm
have
going
anything on
for
armor
it.
here?
I'm looking right now. I'm just control Fing through the whole thing.
So am I.
Probably should have went the opposite direction.
Medium. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Medium armor is 2 points of armor,
Beautiful.
but has a
Okay.
speed effort cost of 2, which I assume, and you're
Which
trained.
we discussed earlier was negated by edge.
Yes, 1 speed edge and 1 your glaive you have trained in armor as well, which reduces it by the other one.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Also, I
You
have
could probably
speed
make
edge.
an under skills as a spot to like note it.
Yep. So you only take 1 damage from that, but that is not an attack from them. They don't take damage either. They have an aura of electricity, like you do of fire. But theirs happens just from being near each other and you. Then they're just gonna bite you, like I said.
All right, I will dodge and shield up, I guess.
Okay. Difficulty 3 for each attack. They are simultaneously lunging at you with crackling, electrically charged teeth.
So with the tier up, I actually got trained in speed defense. So that's down to 2 each, and with the shield, that's 1 speed defense, so it's 1 each for these guys.
Okay.
Nice.
Difficulty 1. Perfect.
And a not crit because that's different rules.
Yep.
But
Perfect. You dodge it from one, raise your shield to block the other. You see sparks from your shield as the lightning in their teeth discharge against it, but you avoid their attacks. And they each take how much damage?
oh boy. I think it's 2. Give me a moment.
It was 1, but did it just upgrade?
No, it was not 1 ever.
Oh. Then it might have always been 2 then, yeah.
There. Adaptive Glaive. This character. Yep, 2.
Perfect. They each take 2 damage. Then Horatius.
Yeah,
You
they
wanted
get
to shoot one of them.
bloodified.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I'm just using my onslaught physical.
Okay.
Okay, and then what was it? 3?
Difficulty 3, yes.
Okay. I'm trained in onslaught, so that goes down to difficulty 2.
Okay.
And I'll just do that. Hey,
Perfect.
he takes 4 damage,
damage.
minus armor.
Nice. Okay. You deal 4 damage to it, minus armor. And the creature looks fairly wounded already. These creatures don't look particularly tough, though they are big, and now that you can see them better, they are covered with spines, and many of those spines seem to have little small lightning bolts that constantly jump from one spine to the other spine as they charge up. It almost looks like they're glowing blue, but it's more that they're being illuminated blue by the electrical bolts around them.
So cool.
Okay. I want to,
yeah.
for my go, I want to ready an action to catch them if they attack me. Just like to grab onto them back.
Okay. And just like
looking-
try to pin one down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make myself a target and then like squat down and put my arms out, and when it goes to bite me, just grab it by its stupid gator face. And
okay,
you're gonna break its jaw.
I was just gonna hold it down. I don't think they can actually hurt me.
Finley, what do you do? I just said Finley. As what do you do?
The one that's not hurt, I would like to turn to it and literally just kick it.
Okay. Perfect. Difficulty 3 to kick it right in its large crocodile face.
Again, the level up got me trained in medium bashing moves, and I have the disrupting module on, so let's see how this goes.
Even better.
Ooh.
19, which is
extra damage, I believe.
So we're at 8 damage. It loses its action, and I think 19 is just straight 3 more damage.
Oh, because you have the extra.
It's either 3 more damage or a minor effect.
Yeah, I actually just put that at the top left corner of the map. It's all right
minor
there.
effects that are interesting in this case? Oh, thank you.
Oh, yes.
Anyone can think of any interesting minor effects here?
Other than just killing it? No, I don't think so, because you can damage an object. It doesn't have an object. You could distract it. It says distract, hinder a foe's task for 1 round, knock back, push a foe back, called shot, target body part. I think you just deal damage.
Sure that as a minor effect, can I just make sure that the other one targets me?
Sure. Absolutely. The one you just hit, or the one you didn't just hit?
The one I didn't just hit.
Sure. Sorry, Finley.
The whole plan.
Would you like it to hit you?
It can't hurt me.
He specifically prepared an action for it to hit him.
Okay, never mind. I will just do more damage and overkill this thing.
Okay, and that actually that last extra damage is what kills it, rather than overkill.
So you kick, and your foot just like goes through the crocodile.
I kick it, it flies against the other wall. Well,
Yep.
I have just been waiting for a good fight. Thank you.
Because these guys are trash. These are trash crocodiles.
I think the bees were harder than these.
Yes, the bees were.
I can't hit these, no.
Yep. No, these
Yeah.
guys are not too tough. However,
I think we got lucky on the D4 roll too.
however,
Yeah, there's 6 of them.
before the next round begins, you hear the voice once again saying, "Please turn off all electronic devices until takeoff is complete."
Shit, they're electronic devices.
Oh,
We're turning
we
them off. We're
are
turning them off. We're turning off their brains.
Okay.
Bringing back a flashback of when I was on a plane as a kid, and this stewardess like went off on me for keeping my CD player running while we were landing. Just berated me in front of an entire plane load of people.
That's
Yeah, they say that, and yet I now just like watch anime on my phone the whole time through
Mhm.
their explanation of why I should turn my phone off.
Killian or Horatius.
Yeah.
There's one crocodile creature left, and it really wants to bite Az. Oh wait, no, he did extra damage. It really is gonna do a thing.
Hmm. I mean, I could just go after it, but that would mean it would kill me.
I'm gonna shoot more blood.
Go for it. I
Okay,
gotta think
shoot
a
more
second.
blood. Difficulty 3.
Pew.
You hit.
10.
4 damage.
Yeah, 4 damage.
Okay, it's wounded. You hit it twice. This is the same one you hit twice, and it's been
Oh, it
wounded-
is?
Yes, because
Oh,
Az specifically targeted the one that wasn't as injured. It also has taken some burns from the fire aura as it tried to hit Az, but it's still up. Killian?
All right. I will. Can I poison Az's fists? They're technically weapons, right?
I
Here,
if you
think
could
that
find
stick your
would
hands in this
more
goo. Don't ask
poison
questions.
Az than
I mean, we've already established that I'm using a cipher on
that applies
my
to
fist.
weapons.
yes, and that's fine. But a poison is different.
Maybe I'm wearing brass
Well, this
knuckles.
isn't skin
Can we
absorptive.
apply
It has to
poison
be.
to that?
And if the injected,
It has. It's a
how
venom.
does the
It
Quest-
specifically says you can apply this poison to a weapon, food, or drink as part of the action of creating it. So
my only point is less of a game rules point and more of a toxin application point. If it's not skin absorbative, like it's not absorbed through the skin, and it goes on a fist, you have to punch into the crocodile to apply.
Yeah.
I mean, she just showed she could do
Oh,
that.
you know what? The poison will burn
Go
away immediately.
inside.
The poison will burn away.
Oh.
And this
Okay.
is why I offered you all the option to use that fire resistant sprayer.
Yeah, but fire-resistant poison, that feels like you would spray the poison off so it wouldn't get applied, because you'd just get the fire-resistant coating before the poison.
all right. Well
You-
then,
I mean, you could try to apply it to, like, Finley's teeth and see how that goes.
That's even more of a direct.
I know it is. Or,
Well, damn you all
inject
for
it
not
in
using
Horatius's
conventional
blood
weaponry.
and see if
Yeah,
that works.
inject it in my blood, and then I'll shoot poison blood at people.
You're the only one with a weapon.
pretty much.
Oh my god,
Okay.
we really went. Yeah, we don't want to have to buy weapons. We'll just be the weapon.
That's good, because your only vendor was back at the start.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, shotgun to the face. Let's.
Poison the shotgun pellets.
Ooh, poison
That would
shotgun.
be my action though, and this thing might be dead on the next
Oh.
round.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
Judging from the amount the other one took, I think it will be.
Difficulty
Yeah.
3 to attack with the speed attack.
Difficulty 3 with speed. I'm hidden, so that goes down a peg, so it's down to 2. Yeah,
Sweet.
4 damage.
Okay.
It's
It
dead.
dies with that shotgun.
I was trying so hard to be useful. I was trying to think of a combat tactic that didn't involve not being able to hurt things.
I have waited So long for a fair fight. I'm just happy.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that was a fair fight at all. I think that was very
no,
unfair.
I just like ran in and kicked the shit
Fair
out
from
of
my
him.
point of view.
Now, the real question is, does Finley want to be an electric man?
Electroshark.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, not
Electricity.
Finley, Killian.
Oh, Killian.
Yeah, trading wings for
A
electric
lightning
powers.
aura.
Yeah.
Horatius, the creature behind you, says, "Have you spoken to your blood yet?"
What does that mean? Um, uh, do I need to?
Of course. It says nothing.
That's the first.
No,
Oh,
it
of
says
course.
nothing. It doesn't say of course.
Oh.
I said, of course, it says nothing.
I thought you
Because
said, of
it's
course. I was like,
incredibly frustrating.
are you okay, my little blood? How are you doing today?
I'll eat a cookie just for you.
Everything
I'm
is
gonna
quiet.
skip electric teeth. Yeah.
I want to go over and, look at the electricity things, see if they're still, spiking, or if Ty is. Hey, Ty, did we turn off the electrical devices? But I want to see if they're still sparking around
Okay.
each other.
You can see they're slowly discharging. They don't seem to be perpetuating any more electrical energy. If you touch one of the spikes, you get like a strong static shock, stronger than you might normally get. But that's it at this point. They've mostly discharged shortly after
Like you
death.
stuck your finger in a light bulb hole on a flashlight.
Yes, on a flashlight, yes.
Pantograph generator. I think we just keep moving at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
Do you want to look for
Unless you wanna,
ciphers in here?
I mean, we could rummage around a bit, but
It's a
Let's
pretty,
loot the room.
like, yeah, there's kind of rubble everywhere. It's hard to really see. It's very sort of not sharp, but still rather jagged to see around here, and you haven't yet seen another exit.
how high's the ceiling?
20 feet. Higher than the tunnel.
Ooh. Or can we actually look for artifacts, or do we have to look for stuff and find an artifact?
The latter, sadly. Artifacts
I'm
are
going
like
to use
finding a
action
magical
to-
item. They will very rarely be randomly found. You're going to use an action to rest?
heal, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just on the one action version, though,
Okay.
so.
Yep.
We're very not
We're
synced
very
up.
behind. Yep. I would like to explore the room,
Okay.
please.
In the room, you find
A
there...
salvage-minded exploration of the room.
Perfect. You find inside the room, hidden among the rocks and rubble, seems to be a makeshift nest. In that makeshift nest, you find several mechanical parts. You may, in fact, out of their nest, loot one cipher. Most of it is miscellaneous, like stuff that they've literally incorporated into their den. You also find relatively fresh human remains from one human, mostly eaten.
Mm.
Are there eggs? Can we have a pet?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Are there
thought we
sparking
were
eggs?
gonna have
Roll a
breakfast.
d4.
Wait, who's rolling a d4?
Marissa. There are no eggs.
No. Ugh.
We
Our
stopped
luck
them
to come
before they
across
got the
them.
magic happen.
Yep.
Come on. We would have made such a good team. Lightning crocodile, fire person. I don't know.
You get
Everyone
two
just
of them,
gets hurt next to you.
and you tie them to your feet, and you have little maglev shoes.
you have
But
a, you have a
powers
jet
my
ski.
wings.
Okay. So you find a cipher, and it is called. It is a small disc that you can put to the temple of your head that allows you and I think you might already have one of these, to project a one-time, one-way telepathic message of up to 10 words per cipher level with an unlimited range to anyone you know. A psychic communique. Communique? Communique?
Communique.
Oh, that's a lot
If we're
less.
throwing those out,
Wait, how
I
many?
definitely want to
What's
just
the
taunt
level?
the bird.
I was just kidding. I was just
1d6
gonna
plus
use it
2
right.
cipher level.
I found it. I'm just gonna use it now.
Yeah.
1d6.
It is
We have
3.
like a level
If you
8
found
one.
it, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to slap it to my head and call our boss.
Okay, it's a one-way message. Remember that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Found 3 of the bodies. Over. In tunnels. Over. Bonus required. Over.
Okay. You send the message. You don't hear anything back because it's a one-way message.
Throw the disc on the ground.
Well, yeah, you've used the cipher, so it's the disc is used up, out of batteries. It's like a watch
It's like a
battery
Lana
kind of
Del
thing.
Rey CD or something.
Yep. Okay. Exploring the rest of the room, you find 2 more places to go. One seems to be a continuation of the tunnel, about 50 feet beyond. Maybe 100 feet beyond where the tunnel ended. It continues as if it was never ended in the first place. Though the tracks in the tunnel are no longer there at all. But the rest of it looks untouched.
Ooh, let's go down that one. I want to beat the mole people.
In addition, the cavern itself seems to continue on in a smaller, through a smaller crevasse that seems to lead elsewhere, as you do not see an immediate end to it when you peek through.
Talking to the cloth person. Which way do you think we should go? I'm never going to give this up.
Mm-hmm. It says, "What does Ren whisper to on the rooftops?"
I don't like that.
What does that mean?
It's talking about our employer, and it's implying knowledge that it wouldn't have, which means it's reading our brains.
It's not reading
What
our
does
brains.
Ren whisper to on the rooftops?
It's
It repeats.
assimilating our
We'll
being.
meet my brother, and so that's future stuff.
It's assimilating our being. It already told us this.
There's a
It's gonna take
pause.
It's gonna take 6 years or something.
Oh, sorry, we don't know what Ren is whispering to.
It is
It
silent.
dispenses beverages. I'm gonna think a question in my brain.
What question?
Why do you cover yourself?
Okay. Doesn't seem to react.
Interesting.
Interesting what? No. Okay.
All right.
I'm about to go rip the jar off this thing's head just to see what happens.
No, I will stop you from doing that.
It after a time, it looks at you, Horatius, and it says, "Thunk believed you until the end."
Jesus Christ.
All right. Let's keep going. Which way?
All right.
I vote the clean tunnel and not the jagged crevasse.
Okay. Well, okay.
Go faster.
Let's go. Yep.
Fucking Babadook of bad memories here. Let's leave.
So if we like go faster, does he keep pace, or
Yep,
does he only
seems
go at
to.
a certain speed?
Seems to keep pace without problem.
I'll stay at the front of the group, but also I am wary for you guys doing anything to it.
There
I'm not gonna
wasn't
do
anything
anything
in the
to it.
journal about this thing, was there?
No, she never made it this far.
Nothing.
No, I
Wait,
think she
maybe,
did. She ran away.
No, I think she made it to the
Numenera?
obelisk.
Well, we followed the blood past the guy.
Other
that guy.
people could have
Other
been
people's
hurt by
blood.
the
It was
obelisk.
by now it's other people's blood.
Okay.
I'm assuming that blood was the guy whoever got eaten by the gator.
Yes, there's no blood anymore.
Oh,
Just
yeah, okay,
as a
yeah.
heads
So
up.
he got eaten.
But there's one more person unaccounted for. As you continue through the tunnels, you're not.
Wait, actually, question. Before we pick a tunnel, I'm looking at both of them. Which one is my I want to danger sense both
Danger
of them.
sense 'em.
And get like a reading level. Which one seems more dangerous?
Okay.
That is the question.
More
Which tunnel is
dangerous
more dangerous
down here.
That's relative.
That's all I can sense. I can only sense danger.
Okay, let me think. I'm just gonna think of which one I should tell you to go to.
It's not which one do we go to.
No, but
We will
I will
debate.
tell you which one seems less dangerous, is what I
Okay,
mean.
I'm saying
And
we
I'm
will
just
debate
How good the
dystopia.
roll is.
Yeah, I can roll.
I think it'll be difficulty 3. No, let's go with 4. 4, difficulty 4.
4?
while I
Cool.
double-check
So I'm
this.
gonna roll 3.
I'm helping too.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't take help. Which one seems more dangerous?
No, well, you rolled a 1.
I would still have
That's
an
a
opinion.
GM intrusion.
I'll
That
have
is
an
a
opinion
GM
about
intrusion.
If
Because-
you would like to spend an XP, please.
it. No, I don't want to.
So
Please.
you
I
like
don't want to.
stand in front of the tunnel going ahead, the continuation of the subway tunnel, and like sniff and think, how dangerous is this? And you get like, okay, it's pretty dangerous up ahead, maybe not immediately, but at a distance. And you go to the other one, and you say, how dangerous is this one? And in response, several creatures charge out, attacking you from.
Yes! Good!
Immediately dangerous.
Yes!
I know which one's more
Your answer.
dangerous.
So please roll. Is that it? Please roll, because we can do artificial numbers here. 1d7 plus 5.
/R 1d7 plus 5. 6.
Hey.
Okay. 6 creatures rush you, holding weapons made of stone and wood. They
Sick.
look like
People.
humans. They look like humans wearing mostly loincloths, or actually pretty much only loincloths. Except instead of a head, they have a long head thickness tentacle that goes down in front of them. Instead
Amazing.
Of a head.
People.
How much damage do they do? Because I just might defense it.
Okay.
Is it less than 4? Because otherwise they cannot hurt me.
It is.
Actually, 5.
Interesting thing about this game, the fact that there is no AoE.
You are
defense.
defending?
Yeah.
That's the
Just
thing. These creatures actually have AoE. Like, if a bunch of them are attacking at once, they have a thing
I'm
for it.
I'm just standing there.
Perfect.
Might
They
defense.
deal. 2 things happen. 1, they deal 6 physical damage. But 2, you see 2 of them behind the others that were charging you with weapons. So 4 of them attacked you with weapons. And the other 2 link their tentacles together, like spiraling them around each other. And then very suddenly you feel a very strong headache come over you. A 6 intellect damage headache come over you, ignoring armor.
Mm.
Can I make some defense rolls?
You may. You may make some
Cool.
defense rolls.
We're gonna start with the might one. What level is the might defense?
5.
I just do it. Because I have the sheen that eases it by 2. I am specialized in might defense for another 2. And we're still within an hour, are we?
Yeah.
Of the obelisk?
Yep.
Yeah, like we killed the
Which is
crocodiles in like 2
free
seconds.
effort.
Yep. So you just they look like they're wielding like spears,
Beautiful.
basically. Handmade rough, like Stone Age spears, and they just don't pierce your skin whatsoever.
Yeah, they just don't work.
They pierce your mind.
Yep. But then yes, they are also trying to give you a killer migraine.
What's the level of defense on that?
6.
6 again?
No, I'm wrong. That was 6 points of damage. 3.
3. Okay, I am trained in intellect defense because my mind is a fortress.
Mm-hmm. Not as much as your body's a fortress, but it is also a smaller fortress.
My body is a bastion.
You know, your body's a temple and your brain is your god. That's what it is.
Oh no.
All right. So,
So that
difficulty
brings
3
it-
base, down to 2 from
Yeah.
your training.
Yeah, I think I just
Okay.
do it. Yeah!
Nice.
Tougher
Yeah.
than you, tentacle face.
And then, these creatures are immediately here.
I suggest
we're gonna-
running.
I was going to say, do you want to run?
If we back up, let's chuck the cold wall down.
Yeah. I think that's the plan.
Back
Run
up.
down. Wait, the place we just came from, or the other hallway?
We go down the other hallway,
Okay.
but we throw down the wall of cold.
However, I don't really feel a deep-seated need to run.
They do 6 intellect damage.
Yeah.
Yes, but I assume we can disrupt that from concentration or something.
Do you have sick mind powers like the shark?
No, I do not.
No, then your mind will be tentacled.
I have 4 intellect in my pool from the library.
Yeah, last thing I want to do is die to a dick nose. Let's.
All right. You're running?
Wall
We're
of
gonna
cold.
run and throw down the cold thing.
No,
Yeah.
I'd say leave the cold wall, and I'll take the back.
Okay.
Because if I can, I want to, attack on the way away.
Well, they were going to attack Finley as you all ran away, but if Az is making sure to attack before running away, then they will all attack Az instead.
Well, I have the wall of cold, so that's the point. So they have to run through the wall of cold before they can attack us.
Are you dropping it where you are?
Yeah. I'm
Ah,
dropping it to need to smoke screen my way out of here.
okay. Let's
Yeah.
see, how much does it do again if they run through it? Where are we?
It
Here we
was,
go.
I
It's
think-
level 7.
Yes. 7 damage to everyone who runs through it. That is brutal. Okay. Then if you drop it, they get one more opportunity to use their weird psychic against you before you run, and then they'll have to go through the cold wall.
Cool. So it's 2 again.
That's true.
I-
You were fine.
My mind is an impenetrable fortress.
Yep. Yeah, they stop when they see the cold wall, and like one of them shuffles forward, who isn't mind attacking you, and like pokes it with his spear, and then nothing happens. The spear's like comes back covered in frost, but nothing else. It touches the tip of the spear, and then pulls its finger back like it's flinching from the sheer cold of it. And then they wait there with spears up. They're not going to chase after you with that there. As are you running in to punch them anyways?
No.
Okay.
Part of me is really tempted to pull out, a ranged weapon, but I'm not going to do that either.
Okay.
Yeah, we could
Perfect.
just sit behind the cold wall and shoot them.
We could.
There's limited ammo. Well, most of us have limited ammo.
I'm limited by the amount of blood in my body.
As you go on, the creature
It's like
behind
a
you,
bad limit.
the robed creature, stops and turns to the spear tentacle things and says, "Why do you keep him alive?" And then promptly
Oh!
continues to follow you.
No! That's where
Does he
the
go through the
guy.
cold wall?
Oh. Can we? Oh, God. I think
I
once.
like this friend.
Oh, no.
Oh, did we hand
Yeah.
out XP from that intrusion?
No, that
No,
just
That was a
happened
free
because it was
intrusion
one.
from a natural one.
Oh, okay.
I
But
think.
no, it says that
what-
it waits for a second for an answer, and then it moves on.
I think with that, I think Horatius would try and do as much damage from behind the cold wall as possible within short range.
If you're going to do that, I will stand just in
Can
front
you
of the
take
cold
the
wall.
mind blast? They can mind blast through the cold
don't-
wall.
Target the mind blast people.
Is it within? Can they mind blast within short range, or do they have to be up next to you to do it?
You haven't seen them mind blast anyone from longer than immediate range, basically. But
Mhm.
that doesn't mean they can't.
Fuck it. Hungry seeker.
Yeah, because if that
Okay, let's
if
roll
that
initiative
other
then.
guy is alive,
Let's roll initiative because they're already ready for you. This is no longer a surprise attack.
Yeah.
Difficulty 3.
Imagine this guy's just like not alive in this.
My initiative
thing
rolls
is
are not
fucking with us.
succeeding right now.
Hey.
Okay.
Oh, Finley got a 20.
I think Finley, they're going to keep trying to attack you if you consider that a success because you basically can shrug it all off. Do you consider that a good natural 20?
I wanted to do like an action before everything popped off, kind of.
Okay, that's
natural 20.
perfect. Yes, you can.
Can I break the ground in such a way that it fissures the two that have been face smashing apart?
No, that just goes into like comic book territory at that point.
It's a 20!
This whole thing.
The 20 gets you a free
Actually,
action, yes,
it
but it
was-
doesn't
it was
get you a
worth
free
it.
action where you can like
It was
stomp the
worth a
ground and
shot.
then an earthquake
I wanna
wears and
sunder
then
the earth. Yeah, sunder earth. I am hard enough.
you are hard enough to break the earth, but sunder it to the point where several feet away a crack appears that's wide enough to spread them apart is a bit more of a stretch. You can still do a thing.
No, they can keep trying to hurt me. I'm impenetrable.
Okay. Then that's what they will do. Everyone has roll initiative. Okay, Az is at 0. Finley is good. Killian.
Although I would like to, on my turn, get away. We're gonna test the limits of this.
Yeah, Finley and Horatius can go.
20 foot, like in the immediate range. I want to step away from immediate range.
You are not in immediate range of them because the creature only said that after you had already started to run away. Because
Oh.
the creature itself is following like a short distance behind you, so you're all a short
Hmm.
distance away from them.
Are they gonna
So
brain blast the creature?
did they
Tentacles
all
sprout
take
from
damage from the wall?
None of them have passed through it. They're all like super cautious about it and like poked it with a spear to see what it was, and then
Mm,
realized, oh, it's super cold.
Can we
Okay.
taunt them? Because wasn't that a
Ooh.
specific move?
Taunting?
Yeah.
I mean, under combat actions, at least on this cheat sheet, it lists a bunch of things, and then it says do something else.
Yeah,
Um,
do something else. Thing.
Can I chuck it?
does-
Ooh! I have a plan. I slowed my strength boost on. Can I throw a crocodile at the face melters?
You can. That's a great thing to do. Okay.
A frozen crocodile.
It's flash freezed. It's not the
Yeah.
same.
It'll be hard when it hits them.
It's
Not
already
soft.
spiky. It's already spiky.
Yeah.
Okay,
it'll
yeah.
Oh,
be
is it
rigid.
still discharging electricity?
It has
too?
discharged its electricity already, but it is still
Oh.
spiky. Yeah, you can throw them at one of them. One of the ones at the front?
No, the pair. I want to break up the mind meld.
Do it. Difficulty
What's more
3,
like
speed,
3?
because this is aiming. This is not a question of if you can pick it up.
But it's a crocodile. It's nothing like the might. I have might powers.
This time it's speed. Ranged attacks are speed, and this is still a ranged attack.
Is this breaking? I'm breaking up a pair.
It is breaking.
No,
We're not looking
they
to
are not
deal damage.
objects, even if you may objectify them.
The crocodile's an object.
Yeah, but you're not breaking the crocodile. You're breaking the...
Fine. 3 it is.
Hey!
I'm the best.
Yep. Okay. It counts as a heavy weapon and deals 6 damage
Ooh.
for some
Um,
reason.
You want to deal damage or break them
each?
apart?
I wanted to break them apart.
You can deal damage to 3 each, yes.
Yeah. Hit him in the molded face.
Yep, they split
I
apart.
will.
Unwrapping their tentacles.
I will. Onslaught one of those face smashers.
Okay.
So it's gonna be difficulty 2.
Okay. You
Aha!
succeed for 4 damage.
Yes.
Wait, actually, hang on a second. Which onslaught? You're doing a physical.
The physical one.
Okay, you're fine. Then
I don't like that one. That was not a response I wanted
If
to see.
they shoot mind blasts, I'm sure they have mind defense.
Probably.
okay. On their turn, all 6 of them will pair up and join their tentacles
Ah,
and mind blast you. Finley, you wanted to be the one who was being attacked, and you just
I
threw
didn't want to do
crocodile at
6
them.
different attacks.
You're
It's
taking
only
3
3
attacks. A pair. It takes a pair of them to do 1 psychic attack. So please roll your mind defense.
I'm not that good. That's 1,
Oh,
2.
oh,
Ah,
Oh,
wait, no.
you
How
take
much damage is it again?
6 points of intellect damage, which ignores your armor.
It ignores
I have
armor?
capital
It
A
ignores armor. It specifically says it ignores capital A armor.
That's all of my intellect.
Oh no. It's the first
I
one's
can't
not
even
bad.
fix
It's
that.
okay. First one's not bad. It's just like effort costs more, I think.
so for the wool, how long does it last if we want to go through it?
So am I impaired?
10 minutes.
You
at
are
the
impaired.
Okay.
10 minutes in general. Yeah, the whole fight, probably.
Okay.
You
So
could
I'm
go
now
through it
bleeding through my ears
and take the 7
eyes.
damage.
I'm also looking at the mind slit thing.
But that's their turns. It's Az and Killian.
Who has a bomb? Someone throw a bomb.
I mean,
You have
yes,
you were gonna Hunter Seeker.
Yes, I'm hunter seekering. So we need to figure out what that does when I fire it.
All right. Firstly, are you firing at anyone in particular?
One of the hurt ones?
The one of them should have 7 damage if they didn't have armor.
One of them has taken 7 damage if they didn't have armor. One of
Okay.
them has taken 3 damage if it didn't have armor, and the other 4 are undamaged.
You said they're wearing like rags?
They're literally wearing loincloths and nothing else.
Yeah, so either they are tough and have armor or don't have armor.
Yeah. I mean, they're all in pairs. I guess, yeah, I'll just take aim at whatever pair looks the most ragged, however you want to adjudicate that.
Okay, perfect. Roll 1d100, I guess, and also we'll make an attack roll, which I can't. The cipher will say what type of attack it is, I think. Is it interspeed?
Long range movement, this intelligent missile tracks, blah, blah, blah. Oh, actually, in the description I have, it doesn't say.
Okay, I'll check. Control F, don't fail me now. It is failing me, and the beeps are
Oh,
being
it's page 280. Sorry, I got that.
perfect.
There it is. Yeah, it doesn't say.
This kind of missile, then in that case, it would be like a speed attack, because typically it's a speed roll for range attacks in general. Okay.
So the D100, 45, that brings it.
It is
inflicts 8 points of damage.
Nice. Okay, and then roll a speed attack. Difficulty 3.
I don't even mind rolling it. Okay, success.
Okay. You hit, and you kill one of the 2 in the wounded pair that was previously split apart. Then they joined back together, and then one died.
And how much damage was that? Was your hunter seeker?
8.
8.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then I think it's probably the same amount. I think it's the same. Do you want? It's a new missile every time. Do you want to re-roll the missile type each time? How do you want to play this? Because this is not.
I mean, I'm all about tables, so sure.
All right, let's re-roll it every time. Every time you shoot it.
Look at that. What type was that missile? Sorry.
Hunter Seeker. It is
Yeah, but
on page 280 of Discovery, and there's 5 different types of missiles it can be.
Yeah, because normally it's just a one use and it's done, but since I'm Cypher specialized,
Yep. He can use multiple. He can use it multiple times. So we were figuring out if the missile launcher fired the same missile every time, or different missiles every time.
and the nice part is whenever I use a Cypher now, it's at +2 level of whatever it is.
Oh, that's so good for this.
Because I can augment just a regular Cypher, and if it's grafted, I can augment it again.
Excellent. Some of the missiles also depend on cipher level, which is nice. Okay. Well, what do you do?
I'm going to get up close in front of the wall, not going through it, and point blank range hunting rifle them because we've learned
Yeah.
that's with advantage.
Okay.
One of the front pair, not the pair in the back,
'Kay.
because
Sounds
they're
good.
not paired up.
Difficulty 3.
Okay. And I'm going to use 1 speed edge level of effort to try and hit with that.
Okay.
Oh wait, advantage just brings it down by 1, or
Yes.
does that?
If
Oh,
Yeah, it's an
Yes.
ease.
it is an ease, so it takes it from 3 to 2.
get that level of effort. I feel reasonably confident in this already.
That breaks it down to 1.
There we go.
There we go. And the hunting rifle is, I believe, a heavy weapon.
It's 6 damage, so
Perfect. Yep, you shoot one of these creatures point blank. There's a gaping, bloody wound in it. Its blood seems to be a viscous, disgusting pink slime.
They're chicken nugget monsters.
not terribly okay with that, but all right.
Wait, so if I do an onslaught attack point blank in immediate range, do I also ease?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay.
But
well, I'm not going to spend the time to move.
as they will do that because they can move and attack in the same turn.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to point out that there is a guarding action that would ease defenses by 1 step. You're just basically on guard for your action.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to turtle up, you can.
Well, that brings it back to Finley and Horatius. What to do?
Honestly, gripping my head, I would like to run farther away.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. Yep, you can do that.
I'm gonna onslaught. So one pair is broken up. Another, like,
One has died, therefore a pair has broken up. And that was that same pair that was broken up before.
did that same
And then-
pair relink?
To do the psychic attack, yes, they did, because they just do it as
Okay.
part of the attack.
Okay.
And I
Shoot the most
damaged
injured.
one of the front ones that is
Yeah.
not.
Yes.
Shoot
I
one of the most
will-
injured ones.
I will shoot the front one that was just shot.
Okay.
Pew
Difficulty
pew
three.
physical.
More pairs we
You
can
hit
break up.
and kill that one.
Yay.
Okay. On their turn, all of the surviving creatures with wooden shields or metal scrap shields raised will all retreat back into the crevasse. The four survivors.
There was 3 survivors.
No,
No, it was 4.
there was one
4
very
right now.
one
but
two
one's
killed,
wounded.
one very wounded.
Oh, okay.
And
very
3
wounded. Sorry,
yes.
never mind.
So they
all
go to
retreat.
long
Still alive
range?
back there. We can't
They
just leave
retreat, and you can't see them from where you are because they are hiding amongst, there's like a very thin crevasse that you would have to okay, some of you could just fit through, not comfortably. Someone like Finley would have to probably go in shoulder first, sideways to fit in. It doesn't seem like the cloth creature can fit in at all because they are the general shape of a cylinder.
Oh, wait a minute. He's
With a rounded
cylindrical
top. With a rounded
and
top.
floats.
He doesn't actually float up in the air, but he does move as if he is gliding along the ground. Or rather, he moves at a consistent speed, and
Okay.
you don't hear footsteps.
When you're
Little
out of
tank
combat, we might
threats.
need to ask about green goo juice.
It's like one of those little triangle,
Can
like
you give us juice?
friend
That's why
wheels.
you're asking the wrong question. Okay. And I will ask if you chase them down through the cold wall, but I assume you don't.
We probably have to wait for the cold wall.
I'd say wait for the cold wall, but
Are we chasing him down?
Well,
I'm
because
arguing for chasing them down. There's no way I'm letting them there with another person alive.
yeah, we've only found 3 bodies. We've established that the weird thing that follows us can either read our minds or knows things, right? About however, and it said, "Why do you keep him alive?" Therefore, they probably have the last guy.
I turn to Killian and I gesture painfully at my head and ask if you could do anything about this.
We have like 10 minutes to kill.
I mean, if healing does a thing for that, yes, I can. But
Yeah, mental therapy is a healing thing.
I think
Alright,
we're worried
so
about brain contusions more than.
we will sit down and talk about your childhood and how that makes you feel inadequate, and that
I
is why
don't
you
think
have to
it's
be
a-
hard all the time.
I don't think it was emotion. I don't think they shot emotional damage at me. I think they just shot like
Capillary bursting,
yeah.
nasty shit at you. All right, yeah, we can do a quick 10-minute brain surgery. Let's do this.
I was thinking more like a banana bag and like
All
some
I have is
pills.
a med kit and my healing thing, so you get what you get.
You
We
don't
might
keep.
have to take a piece of your skull out to let the evil
Oh,
spirits out.
all right. If that's what the doctor recommends.
I can help because I am also trained in healing.
The creature
Okay.
stands over Finley as he's being treated and just looks at him.
All right, so you name the difficulty here, and that's what you get back.
0? How many points can I get back?
Well,
0 and
with
help, I think 3 at least.
I can do 1, 2. We can do 4 for free.
Is that including my help?
Yes. Sorry, 5 if I'm actually cutting you open.
All right, five it is. I think that's. I was only at 6 before the brain blast.
I would also ask for medical attention, but if you touch me, you're gonna take damage.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
It's anyone other than me. So if one of my friends touches me, they take damage.
Brutal.
Yeah, I'll take the 5 graciously, and then I guess we'll just wrap gauze around my head.
Looking at
you
you,
cut-
Finley, the creature says, "You are the last of your kind."
Also the first, so
It says nothing else. It just keeps looking at you.
That's the only non-question it's ever said.
That is true.
It technically said, "I will meet your brother once."
That's
Wow.
also true.
We'll want.
It also
I
technically
will
said
meet your
something about
brother.
approximate assimilation. It also said something about thunk. No, it said lots of non-questions.
Okay.
He believed you to the very end. I'm
not
going.
fair to that bird.
I'm going to, while we're with this thing, I'm going to think about how I worked in the gardens in the palace of an influential noble. She wouldn't remember me, but I made friends with her young daughter.
Just think about your backstory.
Yeah, I think about my backstory and see what happens.
Okay.
Trying to increase the assimilation time or decrease.
I'm trying to see if he's reading our minds or digging through our minds.
The creature just keeps looking at Finley right now, silently.
I want to understand this thing for XP. Because
I mean, you want to break it open?
No.
no.
I have designated my new best friend here.
Easiest way to find out how something works, you take it apart.
Put it back together.
Optionally.
I'm gonna guess this thing isn't in my Numenera book nor my survival guide.
Correct.
in the middle of
Okay.
combat, waiting for the wall to go down. Oh, the wall's down. Let's just
10
investigate.
minutes. It's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just for shits and giggles, while we're waiting, I would like to offer the stranger my scalpel so it can defend itself and see what it does.
It like looks down at it, and then when I say it lowers itself to look at it, it's like its height just decreases. The robe doesn't fold. It's like the robe is getting shorter at the same time as the rest of the height of the creature, and then it like gets closer and looks at it for a second, and then it backs away back to its normal distance and returns to its previous height and does nothing.
It's at eye level. Can I danger sense the inside of its helmet?
You've already danger sensed this creature, but
is
it
very
does not
dangerous,
make
but not
any
hostile.
gesture to take the scalpel.
Okay, so
I think
Alright.
this thing doesn't need a scalpel to be bad.
I just wanted to see what the reaction would be.
Yeah, I would like to pull out my harpoon gun as we head down the hallway, I guess. And we cut to XP.
Yep.
Yeah. We go chase the tentacle men.
So, as you, I guess because it is small enough that you have to be single file, I'm gonna have to ask for a party order here.
Are we doing the party order now?
We'll
Or
do
do
it
we
now.
just-
We have enough time to at least do a
Alright.
cliffhanger with what you see on the other side.
I call the
okay.
rear.
think
I'll go
I
first.
go first.
Okay, you can go first.
As Killian Finley, coward.
Wizard. Thank you very much.
Potato.
Okay. I'm writing that down.
Listen, I have 5 might in my pool right now, 4 intelligence in my pool, and my speed pool is full, but it's only 12. I've been hurting this whole game.
Because you're bad at it.
And before I forget to do it yet again, I'm poisoning my damn Verid, and I'm going to write that down, and it lasts an hour.
You're a coward.
Okay.
See, the sad thing for me is my fire shroud lasts for specifically 10 minutes. So, in waiting for the wall to go down, I have to put it
I'm going to say the strength boost is over after the surgery.
Yes,
Or
I was
ease.
about to say that. As you climb through, we will end the session with you climbing through the crevasse and coming to a wide open cave. It's not lit at all, but your fire is illuminating a bit better here. You can see that there are several holes that have been dug into this cave, as the parts of it that are at least soft dirt or softer dirt, and several crude small buildings that have been built from scrap. The ceiling is covered with an array of slightly glittering in the firelight mushrooms, and you see the 4 creatures that you drove away from you lined up with another 6 that all are wielding various primitive medium weapons, some of them rusty, and are all in a very crude phalanx position to defend their home from you.
We just want the other person back.
We'll end the session there. Okay. So, discoveries that you have made. Any suggestions?
We learned about the
Start from
obelisk.
the very beginning of the session.
The very beginning of the session, you had just gotten to the central part of the spire.
We found a body.
We
did
discovered what
found a
happened
body.
to the other group.
Birds.
You have discovered what happened to the other group. While you aren't done discovering it, it is enough to count in my arbitrary opinion as one discovery, and then a second discovery will be once you find out what happened to the other.
The
rest of
last
the
guy.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah, birds. Bird 2.
Yes. Yes.
We
Yes.
found, followed, observed.
The birds eat people even though they don't need to and don't actually eat people.
T-Rex.
Nope.
No,
There
we
is-
just saw
no.
it fight a
There
thing.
is more
The
to
obelisk, though.
be discovered, is what your journal page says under
Yeah.
here.
The
The
obelisk.
obelisk?
Yeah, no, the obelisk has been as discovered as it possibly can be. I'll give it to you. So that's 3.
And the creature under Grit. Or
We
wait,
found the creature.
the
You
subway
encountered
station?
the creature. No, I don't think anything yet in the subway station is what I would count as discovered.
The crocodile.
You
The
discovered
crocodiles.
that there were electro crocodiles, but you didn't come closer to understanding them except as projectile
discovered-
weapons.
I was about to say the ballistic capabilities of electro crocodiles.
3
We
is
still
good.
have one more corpse.
Aerodynamics, all kinds of things.
3 is good with me.
We can dissect the last one on our way back.
Can I take skill training twice?
No.
Well,
No.
did you tier up? Because it would reset on a tier up.
I think
I'm
you're
about
just
to tier
tearing up now.
What is the
But
other?
you have to take the thing before you tear up, because taking
Yeah. Okay. What is the
Oh,
other options again?
it
The
should be on
other
your character sheet, I thought.
options.
No, they
I
don't list
think
them on the
it
character
is.
Oh,
sheet. It's in the
really?
book. Yeah.
Whenever you heal roll, heal +2.
Oh, that's the one I'm doing. Yeah, I'm doing
Oh,
that
okay.
other for
Yeah, I thought
more
that.
healing.
That's fair.
So now my recovery is a d6 + 4. I am shark with regeneration.
Yep.
I actually can advance again, so I'm going to take an advance.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Well, doing the same.
Mostly I just wanted to tier up.
No, it's a good idea.
What does tier up give me again?
A bunch of stuff. Your descriptor and your whatever the other one is, both get something. And the thing for your class will tell you if you get anything else.
Yeah. Can I become specialized in my blood onslaught?
Yes, you can become specialized in a specific thing like
I
that.
will do that.
Um,
I believe you can.
Yeah,
so
through the tier up.
through
Not
the
tier up,
tier,
sorry. The
The training.
Skill
Yeah.
training?
with skill training, you might not be able to get attacks and defenses through skill training.
One of the examples in
Not
the book
attacks or
was
defenses, but specific attack, like onslaught itself.
not attacks
Yeah.
broadly, but onslaught
weirdly
specifically. One of the examples in the
it's,
books is specifically a cipher doing not a cipher,
Nano doing
doing that with specifically one of their attack spells was like you can do that.
Yeah, because it's
One of the
just that onslaught attack thing.
Yes, in fact,
Okay.
it might be onslaught that they specifically use as the example.
Yeah.
So I could take skill training in my Verid then, and same thing.
In your Verid?
My sword.
Yes.
I don't know that would
No,
work.
you can't do weapons.
You can't do weapons?
So an
No.
esoteric is a weapon. That's my whole thing here. Like,
no, but
there
he
is
already has
virtu-
the skill. It's going from skilled to specialized.
Well, I got the skill through skill training before.
Yes. And the book in the example. No, I agree with Zen in that it is a weapon. Effectively,
think-
onslaught is a weapon.
Yeah,
but I
'cause-
think it doesn't work.
Well, the thing is
Uh.
with Jack, like I looked through all my tiers, there is no way for me to get an attack specialization. None. Zero.
I think that's
I
intentional.
think that's very intentional. Yeah.
The book
Yeah, where's that
only
example?
allows the let me go find it. I believe the book only allowed it because it was a cipher
'cause it's-
spell, whatever. Not spell, but
It's esoteric, I think. Is that what
esotery.
it's
Yeah,
called?
you can get training in esoteries, including the ones that happen to be like weapons. Let me go find it.
Okay. Character advancement. Oh, crap. Okay, here we go. Okay, you can even choose a skill based on your character's special abilities. For example, if your character can make an intellect roll to blast an enemy with mental force, you can become trained in using that ability, easing the task of using it. If you choose a skill that you are already trained in, you become specialized, and yada yada yada.
Okay. So that it didn't. Yeah, we couldn't find it with onslaught because it didn't say onslaught, but it meant it. Um. Yeah. Then it has to be a special ability on the character sheet to get specialized in it.
Okay, so I can choose a skill based on my character's special abilities. So I could take poisoning
Yes.
as
Yeah.
a skill.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the good news is, I still have 1 XP to be like, no, Spence, don't do that to me.
No, rocks don't fall on my head.
Yeah. No, my blood is not now poisoned. Because I didn't talk to it for some reason.
See, I expected this creature to mess with your head a bit, but when you asked it to come with you, it's just gonna. It's not intentionally messing with your head, as a heads up. That's not what it's doing. But I know
The
why
fact of
it's
its being
asking
is
it.
messing with our
Yeah,
heads.
it is. Yeah, as a result of what it is doing, messing with your heads.
All right, I picked my thing. I ignore the impaired condition now.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
What else
back
do I
and
get? I get the delve power. What's the other one that levels up?
your descriptor,
Yeah.
your
Who?
breaker of worlds or whatever the fuck you are.
Breaks down walls.
Yeah, that got better.
That is very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Where is?
Oh, I get a point of armor if I just like damage instead of destroy something.
Get a point of armor.
When you cause an object to descend one or more steps on the damage track, you gain 1 additional point of armor for 1 minute.
That's
There's a
strange.
damage track.
I
For objects.
Yes, there is. Forget about it.
Because he's harder than everything.
But that's from the same power.
Yes, what I mean is
Oh.
I'm not going to be most of the time. It's just you stand there and keep hitting it until it dies, and that sounds really boring.
What do you do after you punch it once and it cracks? I punch it
Punch it
again?
again.
But no, that's basically we can hand wave that to after you break a thing, you get +1 armor.
It
Yeah,
says
I think-
4 might points, though.
What do you mean?
That means you have to spend four might to get that armor.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like my esoteries. Like, I have to spend intellect, but I have edge, so I don't spend the
so
intellect.
you spend 4 might points after breaking a thing to get armor. That could add up if you're running into enemies and breaking your way into like a fortified compound.
Yeah, but it's only for a minute.
A minute
Yeah,
is
and are you gonna take 4 separate attacks to
within that
equal
minute.
out the might spend?
Well, it's
That's
actually
weird.
if you're going to take 4 successful attacks is the important thing,
Yeah.
which is not actually that likely for Finland.
Yeah.
Well, you get it for free. You just have it.
Yeah,
choose
it's
when to
like, my
spend it.
only point is it's not that useful.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, my second tier absorbs energy thing isn't super useful either, because it's like, you could use it on a weapon or ammo. And I was like, I don't do that, so I'm going to put it on myself, so don't touch me.
My second tier fire thing was you can hurl fire with int, because I definitely have int edge and the ability to do that.
How much
Now,
int does it cost to
my-
throw fire?
Now, my
2,
tier
but I
3
did just put it into int edge. But
Hmm.
so if I run out of ammo on my 2 other ranged
Yeah.
weapons,
How much does it say the
Okay.
fireball does?
it's a medium weapon, so 4.
Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. Use your actual medium weapons.
What seems more better to the rest of the group, because both of these things apply to you guys. For 1 minute, allies within short range gain an asset on defense rolls as an action that I can take. Or creatures who make recovery rolls within short range add +1.
I like that defense rolls because that happens more often.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that does need to be activated, but that's what I'm grabbing for my.
Okay.
Now, tier 3 is the best one, which is to run through a building.
A building, not a wall.
You can attempt to move up to a short distance, and you can move up to a short distance and attempt to break through sections of walls at some point along the way.
Oh, okay.
I could
That's
just
great.
like sprint through
Several walls at once.
all of it, just in one short burst. Anything within 50 feet.
That's
I
excellent.
can just run through it.
Okay. We'll end the session here. We'll be back probably next week, unless I think one of us is iffy, but we'll see. With episode 7.
Yeah.
I think we're near the end.
Yeah,
We'll
and then
see how
after
things
this,
go.
we'll start getting prepped for red cat markets. We're just gonna be
Red cat
cats.
markets.
I'm
Red
telling
market
you
It's just a
now.
cat world.
Red
Yeah,
markets.
Red markets.
We're cats. I don't
Yeah.
know what's on the rest of the world. I'm not in charge. I just know
Or
we.
are the zombies cats? Because I prefer
That's
that,
not
I
up to
think.
me.
Though we have to
That's
kill the
not-
cats. Never mind.
Yeah,
It's
that's
an
not up
alternate
to-
reality where we're all cat.
That's not up to me. I just know we're cats.
You can have a cat.
Are we the weird
Nope.
humanoid mutant versions of cats?
Or I just think normal cats that stand upright and like do taxes.
So yes, we're cats from Cats the Musical.
Oh no.
That's a horror in and of itself.
Yeah.
Minus the game being horror.
Yeah,
I hope
so,
they've
you know,
improved
you're-
zombie combat. I found it very before.
Oh
But-
yeah, I don't think I was doing it right before. I've like read it over more, and I think,
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I thought I GM'd it, and it's still. At least I thought maybe I misread it the same way you did. Then I think I ran it once as well, unless I'm mistaken.
I don't know.
know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We just did a shoehorn in cats, so
Yes.
Yeah.
The same virus that created the zombie plague made cats super intelligent. This is Rise of the Planet of the Cats.
Yeah. all of the people died.
Yep.
Cats took over the world. Zombies took out most
There's a
of the
certain
cats.
Red
pitching dating sim that you need to play if you want
Red
to learn
Markets
about
has a very set like here is the world.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying you change any of it.
except
just-
for the
we
cats
just-
part.
We
Except
just
it's just
are
cats.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
all
do
magic,
like
though.
the
It's all-
idea. I don't think cats can wield weapons, and that might have a problem in a zombie world.
That's the
Cats
problem. That's
claws.
the problem.
Yes, of
The
course.
problem-
Well, listen, it's one part fighting zombies. It's also one part like dealing with your problems.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
you know.
I'm all on board. We're just also cats.
Okay, well, we'll be back next week probably
Mhm.
with something that I think we may eventually wish for the sweet safety and sanity that is this ridiculous game relative to
cats.
Red Marquettes. But
Cats.
we'll be back next week. Bye.
Bye.